stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Luna Brothers Circus live show brought direct to you from Texas.
Hey! Hi! The oldest friend we ever have at the circus. Jack Mormon. He's the grandpa of the family. He's been with us like for a long time.
I've been with your show since 2005.
2005.
Yeah.
But my mom told me a lot about you. She told me that you're a good ringmaster. How do you start to become a good ringmaster?
Your dad and uncle, the first show we did in Navasota, Texas, gave me a card this big, maybe a 3x5 card,
Yeah?
that had the acts listed on it, and said fake it. And so all I did was talk and introduce the acts that were on the card in the order. That's how I became a ringmaster.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm a good ringmaster or a bad one.
You are good. I'm terrible because I did it one time when you weren't there. It was horrible. So I'm like, yeah, we need Jack here.
Agreed.
How long have you been doing ringmaster?
Since your dad got me started in 2005,
For you, that's not so long ago.
you know, for me that's longer ago than it was for you.
Oh, that's true.
I'm old. I started the circus when I was in 10th grade with the Shrine Circus, and they came to Grand Rapids, Michigan every year over spring vacation, and I started out with them doing props and part of the sideshow with the snake guy throwing out the snakes so people could walk through them. I did it every year from 10th grade through my senior year in high school. And then I went in the Marine Corps, and then I came out of the Marine Corps and did some odd jobs and ended up going back to Carson and Barnes Circus. And then I got fed up and I left Carson and Barnes Circus. Back then we didn't get paid much.
Yeah,
We
so.
got $50 a week,
Oh, wow.
okay? I took care of the big cats. It's funny because the job actually paid $50 a week, but I made more money on the side because we would fill the cages with straw so the cats would have some place to poop and do their other modeling.
Yeah.
And some farmers came by one day and asked me how much we'd charge them for the straw that we pulled out of the cat cages because they wanted to put it around their gardens to keep the pests out. So I put up a sign at every show that said, cat poop for sale, so much money, and I made more money selling cat poop than I did working for the circus.
What? But why would people buy that?
Because it keeps animals out of their garden. Can you imagine having a rabbit come up to your garden and smell Bengal tiger poop and say, what the hell is that? I'm not going in there. It was a lot of fun. And of course, I moved from cats to taking care of the elephants, and I didn't do that long because I didn't like it. And then I got moved into the electronics, which is where I wanted to be to begin with, you know, the lighting and running all the power.
Those
and all
are
that
fun.
stuff. Back then, they didn't allow road help, the hands, whatever, to associate with the performers.
Oh, yeah.
So I really met your dad and your uncle and your family by accident. We were just,
Actually?
yeah, we were in the food tent
Oh, the tent where everybody goes
where everybody went to eat.
Yeah, that place.
And we were standing around. They were standing around. I was. I don't like soccer. They like soccer, and they always had soccer games on.
Oh.
So they were standing around with some other performers talking about the soccer, and we just got to talking. That's how I actually met them.
Oh, wow. So you met my dad like when he was a lot younger.
Oh yeah, he was 9, maybe 10 years old.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've known your family for a long time.
Wow.
Your family show came to the town I was living in Arkansas.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
we came to see the show, and I recognized your dad and your uncle from Carson and Barnes.
Yeah.
And we just got to talking, and I became the ringmaster after that.
That is really cool. That's how you came with us.
Yep.
Wow.
That's how I came on the road with you. Yeah.
That's really cool. What was it like working with us for you?
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of hard work before we had the tent, and we had to clean up all the armories and all this kind of stuff after the shows, but it was a lot of fun. And of course, Helen was alive at that time, and she wanted to do it, and so that's why we went out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was cool having you there. We missed you when you're not there. We did. We were like, man, we don't have Jack to announce.
Yeah, I've done concessions, I've done ticket sales, I went back to the circus with Circus Gaddy before I got with you. Okay, and when I was with them, I did publicity, putting out tickets for their shows and this type of stuff. That was fun, paid good. Then I got with you. At the season, Circus Gaddy was putting on a show in Little Rock, and so I went back with them and put out more tickets with them again. And then I went back with you when the season opened. So, I mean, I've done concession stands with your show. You know, I've done a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Even clown gags. The circus is a fun life.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of work.
It is
okay. Our fun time with the circus is when we're performing. Everything else is work. Set up, tear down, prep work. I may be announcing your act, and as soon as I finish announcing your act, I run over to the concession stand to sell popcorn until the next act comes out. Everybody has to do more than one thing or it doesn't work.
For you, like, what are the perks of being in the circus?
And I hate to say it this way, but you can get away with a lot more things with some shows than you can other shows.
Yeah?
Okay, like I know one show where the performers all have their trailers and everything, but they can't have a barbecue setting outside their trailer.
Yeah, there's rules.
Okay, they have certain rules that they have to follow, and those rules, if they don't follow them, will get them fired. Other shows don't care because they figure the public has no business being back there anyhow. So it just depends on the show, what the perks are. Me, I just go to have fun. Oh, you mean like free food?
Yeah, like...
Yeah, we do that all the time.
You get free food? Like,
Oh, yeah. We go in and offer them tickets.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you offer a family pass to feed my road crew or to feed the show. They always, people are greedy, okay? They are. You give somebody a $45 family pass, okay? And normally, that's 2 adults and 3 kids, okay? So you give them a $45 family pass, they'll feed you because they're getting a free ticket. Now, the smart part is, okay, they can't use that free ticket because they have to work at the restaurant.
Oh.
So you're just giving somebody a piece of paper that you know is never going to come through the gate because they're non-transferable. You write their names on it. So for a piece of cardboard, you get 5 or 6 people fed at the restaurant.
Wow.
But you weren't involved in that. That was normally, well, you were a little bit, but that was normally your dad, your uncle, myself, and whoever we had with us putting out tickets because we're doing this in the daytime.
Oh, yeah.
But occasionally we would do it at Denny's. You went to Denny's with us for free. You didn't go to Golden Corral with us because that was your dad, myself, and your uncle and one of the other road crew. But free food. You always get free food. People will always trade tickets for food because it's promotion for them. Because we always announce, well, we would like to thank such and such restaurant for feeding us.
Oh, that's like a good promotion for you guys and them.
Yeah, there's towns where I wouldn't mind going back, and there's towns that I would never go back to. But that's just me, and you go where the show goes. You don't have any.
Yeah.
But the main thing is that if you're going to be with a circus, you have to be with a circus to have fun. Because that's 90% of what it is.
Is there a reason why you joined the circus?
Money.
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 For your mind.
Money.
Money.
Yeah, because I was on spring break, and I needed money. And the circus was in town, And so I went down and asked them if they needed any help. And they said, we always need help. And they put me to putting out props, and they paid me for it. So it was money. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just carrying stuff out when they told me to take it out. You know, I was probably 15, 16.
It's really cool though. You lived throughout a long life with it.
Yeah, but it's like anything else, Steph. And you know, no, you don't know, because you've been raised in the circus.
Yeah.
Okay. You do something for so long, and then you're tired of it.
Yeah.
So you quit, you go do something else. And I get bored really easily. But when you get tired of that, you quit and you go back to the circus, because any circus will always hire you for something. Even if it's just setting up lighting like this or whatever. Any circus will hire you for something. You know, stand outside in the parking lot and tell people where to park. You can always go back to the circus.
That is so cool. That's really cool hearing from you. Even though I grew up in the circus, it's still cool hearing it from somebody else, because I can't really relate to a lot of people.
Let's see, I worked for Shrine Circus, Carson and Barnes, I worked for Circus Gaddy.
With us?
Oh, I worked for Carson and Barnes twice. 5.
So like
4.
5 before?
Yeah.
Wow. That's really cool. I never worked in that many. Only one.
Yeah, that's because your family owns the circus. You don't have to go looking for jobs.
What was it like going from circus to circus for you?
Well, there was always breaks in between, so it really didn't make much difference. I mean, I went to the circus to do whatever job they had available. That's just me. Other people may not want to do that. I mean, the second time I went to work for Carson and Barnes, I worked as a mechanic, keeping the vehicles running.
Oh, that's cool.
That wasn't like taking care of the cats or the elephants or setting up electronics. That was being a mechanic.
Yeah? Were you like happy, like, oh yeah, I got something else? Or like...
No, it was just, I got a job.
Oh,
it's not a big deal.
Oh yeah, I have this really cool question I wanted to ask. Okay, for you, what do you think changed back then and when you were young, the circuses, from now, the new generation? What do you think changed from vintage to the new one?
In the older circuses, meaning time-wise, circuses that were years ago, people joined the circus, and if they wanted to learn to be a performer, they would get with performers, and they would have performers teach them what and how to do the act.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everybody wants to go to a circus school, and it's just my opinion, but most circus schools have teachers that can't make money in a circus. That's why they have a school.
Oh yeah.
They shouldn't be teaching, because they're making people like robots. They don't do the acts. They can do an act correctly. Okay, anybody can do anything correctly, but that doesn't mean you do it good. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. I'm sure there's a few that could do it right.
Well, take your sister, for example. Okay. She does hula hoops. Okay. Her hula hoops are loose. They're not tied together in any way, shape, or form. A lot of circuses you go to, and they'll have a hula hoop person that's going to do 100 hula hoops, but they're tied together. So they're basically doing one hula hoop. It's just little things like that that differentiate between a good circus and a mediocre circus. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but
yeah, it makes sense.
There's good ways and there's bad ways. I would rather watch a good magician than a bad one, okay? I would rather watch a good trapeze act. I'm not going to say any names for the circus.
Of course, yes.
Okay. But my late wife and I went to a circus outside of our hometown, about 6 miles. They were performing outdoors, and their trapeze act did a pass in the air. All they did was a pass in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Good, bad, or otherwise, I didn't go to the circus to see trapeze act where all they did was go from one trapeze to the other trapeze.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Now, granted, it was cold, and it was windy, but it would have been, in my opinion, better for them to just pass on the trapeze act and go to another act that people could actually enjoy. Number one, it was dangerous for the performers because of the wind.
Oh yeah.
and cold, and I just didn't think it was right. They had too many other good things in their show, but the Trapeze Act ruined it. I was ready to leave after the Trapeze Act, and that was the first act they did.
Wow. Yeah, stuff like this happens.
Yeah, and it's not something that you can foresee or foretell because you don't know what the weather's going to be like if you're performing outdoors at showtime. My opinion is they should have canceled that act and gone on with the second act. Like wrong or indifferent. That's my opinion.
Yeah. What is the funniest or craziest moments that ever happened when you were working at the circus? Like in your
Something like that always happens.
Yeah.
I was with your show.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember why. I don't remember the reasons for it happening. I mean, there was a reason. Customers were coming up to your parents. I lost my balance and fell. You never know what's going to happen in the circus.
Yes. How do you start that? Okay, we're here today. We're here today, or come visit and stuff. Oh, sorry. Okay, cut. Start so you see what. Oh, practicing. Remember, you were a really good ringmaster.
After the shows, but it was a lot of fun.